So the first time I was sexually abused, I was 5. The first time I was sexually assaulted, I was 10. And the first time I was raped and sold, I was 14. When I was a young girl, I desperately wanted love and nurture and care and protection. I had one parent who didn't really give me any of those things, and I didn't know my father. And so I just felt so lost. Anyone that ever showed me any type of love or attention or made me feel like I was special, I gravitated to that. When I was 14, my mom had just put me into the system, and I didn't want to go to a foster home, so I ran away. And a friend introduced me to a woman that he said I could stay with. I really did see her as a mother. She came in the form of this motherly figure to me, which at that time, that's all I wanted. I just wanted a mom. And within a couple months, I noticed that she was addicted to drugs. She was a crack addict. One day she asked me to take a hit. Within the week, I was completely addicted. And after that, life was never the same. One day she just told me that we didn't have any money and we didn't have any drugs, and I had to go with this guy that was gonna pick me up and just do whatever he needed me to do. That day she put me in the car with this guy. He's a local drug dealer. I knew him. He knew me. He knew I was a kid. And he drove me down the street to a motel, and he had his way with me. I remember being so confused because when he was done with me, he was comforting me. He drove me back and dropped me off, and she was waiting outside, and she patted me on the back and said, "Go ahead and go inside." After that, that's all that I did. That's all she had me do. And then it was just a nightmare. And I was so close to home and just always feeling like, why don't I just leave? Like I can just go there. And I just remember feeling so full of shame and guilt. And that shame kept me there. I just wasn't the same anymore. She had given me a new identity, just a new name, a new persona. And so I end up the rest of my teenage years just getting caught up with a lot of various traffickers in different cities. I kind of was moving a lot and running a lot. And then I aged out of the system and was exploited as an adult, as an 18-year-old. Someone took me to a strip club, and I ended up being exploited there, and I stayed in the strip clubs till I was 21. In the strip clubs, I met the man that I am married to today, and we fell in love, and he has his own story of surviving the sex industry and just things that he's overcome. And so we just decided to leave there together and to rebuild. We went on to get married and have children and have a very dysfunctional marriage, a very toxic marriage, just not understanding each other, and brought me to 30 years old on the brink of divorce, about to lose my family, feeling suicidal, thinking about going back to the life. And I just felt really hopeless and lost. I had been a self-proclaimed atheist for about 15 years. I just had resolved in my mind that there was no God. At 30 years old, I had this divine intervention encounter with a young 19-year-old man who shared Jesus with me. And after that, life was never the same. I went to church the next week with my husband. The first sermon we ever heard was on the sanctity of marriage. We were able to do vow renewals at church that day. We gave our lives to God and gave him all of our junk and all of our pain and trauma, and he just made it new. He made everything new. That's when I really began my healing journey. I spent almost 5 to 7 years just working on myself, on my walk with God, unpacking everything I had been through. It was the first time I told my husband, and God really gave me a husband that was understanding and patient and kind and loving and protected me in such a way that I felt so safe and so fully known and seen by him. Now we both live our lives for God and live to honor him and serve him, and God healed me and equipped me and sent me back out into the darkness to shine a light and to help others out of those same situations that I've been in. And he's really equipped me with the capacity to love in that way and to understand and empathize and be who I needed. Today, I believe that I'm loved and that I'm so worthy. I'm so worthy of love and good things and peace and joy. I'm worthy of being seen and heard. I'm just worthy.